But
same with pumpkin beers.
Yeah.
All that
You're not going to find a pumpkin beer in February.
No.
I mean, you might from the previous year, but you probably won't find it in like June or July.
I don't want to find it ever.
You're not that basic?
Not that basic. Alrighty, guys. Today on Careers Over Beers podcast, I'm interviewing a beer sales rep, I think.
That's right.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Representative, I'm assuming, is what that stands for.
Representative,
Yeah. So that kind of ties in with this podcast, right? Careers Over Beers.
That's kind of what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of goes together. I like it. And what are we drinking here?
We are drinking Truly Lemonade.
Truly Lemonade?
Oh, yeah.
Seltzers?
They are seltzers, but they are truly delicious.
Man, I don't know. I don't know about a beer sales rep that comes in bringing seltzers on a podcast.
You know, I hear that a lot about seltzers, but I feel like they get a bad rap.
Why?
You know, a lot of people say they don't have a whole lot of flavor, or there's too much of a dryness to it. But I personally like the lemonades because there's a little bit more sugar in them.
Yeah.
They're a little bit sweeter, so.
You're already doing a pretty shitty job at selling beer, though. Selling seltzers.
Yeah.
I guess it's all the same.
Well, you know, it's winter time, so seltzer season's technically over.
Is it?
I think everybody's done worrying about their summer bod, and they're worrying more about their wintertime bod. So they're not watching what they're drinking.
You got to put on at least 10 pounds every winter. You're not a man.
Oh, I put on 10 pounds at least a week.
It upsets me that we live in a society where we have seltzer season. That bugs me.
You know, personally, I think it's just drink what you like.
Sure.
Do what you like, whatever makes you happy.
No, I'm just talking shit, man. I agree. I drink whatever the guest wants on this podcast.
Oh, I know.
I don't give a shit. So, you said earlier you wanted me to shotgun this.
Oh, I do. I want to see you shotgun that. You're saying you've only ever had it Truly once before.
Yeah. There's two firsts going on here. I've never had seltzer on the podcast, and I've never shotgunned on the podcast.
Well, you know, it's
so
first time for everything.
This might be really embarrassing, honestly.
Or it could be really awesome.
I don't know. Do people think that's awesome? See, my shotgun tool doesn't even open a seltzer correctly.
Here.
Hold on. There we go.
Need my knife?
I got it. I don't know, man. Shotgunning seltzers. Is this what this podcast has become?
This is, you go from bourbon to seltzers. It's a
whatever it is, I guess.
Big difference.
You are a pretty good salesman getting me to shotgun one of these.
Well, I try.
All right, here we go.
Woo, like a champ. Do it. Oh, you're getting old. You're getting slow.
I'm out of my element. Woo! Normally, I'm not in front of a microphone at a booth when I'm shotgunning.
Yeah. Usually down on a knee with a Smirnoff Ice, right?
Yeah.
I could have made you drink that.
I would have done that.
We got a new...
that might be the first seltzer I've ever shotgunned.
Yeah.
Look at all the firsts going on tonight. I'm losing my virginity to everything.
Dude, it goes down like water. That's why I try to tell people. Like,
it really does.
You drink them? You drink them. Why are you drinking those fruity little girl drinks? You know what? Hey.
No laws.
Wow, whoa.
Oh. Is that a sore spot?
It is. Come on now.
You don't like White Claw?
I got to be all about that product,
Tell me about your product, bro. What do you actually do all day?
Oh, stress out. So, I've been with Standard Beverage for just under 3 years now, and for the last year or so, I've been in a sales relief position, filling in for merchandisers and sales reps, depending on who needs off or if somebody's sick, wherever. Going all over the state, everywhere from like Goodland down to Arc City. So I go everywhere. And so I have the experience and I have the background and I have the practice, but it's a whole lot different when it's your ass on the line. It's your money.
Yeah.
So getting in front of these accounts, trying to sell these products is easy. But when you're trying to tell accounts, hey, I'm targeted on this big, huge display, and they don't really like being told how to run their businesses. And it's not so much little mom and pop shops like, Krause's over here. It's the big chains or whatever.
Tell me, like, break it down and tell me exactly what you're talking about when you're saying these accounts.
So I've got packaged liquor accounts, which are going to be your liquor stores.
Uh-huh.
And then I have chain accounts, which are going to be like your grocery stores. Walmart's, Dillon's, Casey's.
And you're representing all of these.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in all of these accounts representing our products, trying to get in new displays, new items, whatever's gonna sell, right? And some of these bigger chain accounts, such as a Walmart or Dillon's, they don't really like to be told what they have to have. So it's my job to sell them on it. Yeah. Hey, it's like, hey, we know that your corporate headquarters has stated that you guys have to have this display, but they don't want it.
When you mean display, are you talking about like when you walk into Walmart and you see a big sign that says Truly Lemonade?
Yeah, anytime you walk into a Walmart, for example, and you're walking down the main aisle and there's usually that train of, they call it a beer train.
Yeah.
Those pallets of beer.
Uh-huh.
Those are the displays that it is our job to sell into these accounts. So
you go to Walmart and you'll say, hey, we have this new Truly Lemonade coming out, and we need you to display this in your store.
Exactly. Yeah, we go whatever. It's usually a new item, such as, like, for example, our newest one we have with Truly is the Truly Holiday Pack, which is a first time Truly's ever done a limited release.
I'm surprised you didn't make me drink those today.
No, I wouldn't have done that to you. Those, as much of a fan of Truly as I am,
That would have been super salesy, right? Plugging your
that would
product
have.
out.
You know what? I debated about bringing in a whole bag of products and having you try everything.
That would have been really cool.
Yeah.
I would have done that. If we ever do a follow-up someday, maybe we'll do that.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Get all those samples and get all the new stuff and let you taste it.
So is this you showing off what you do, or is this what you actually like to drink?
It's a little bit of both. Personally, my go-to went from Coors Light to Truly.
Yeah.
And that's a huge turnaround, but I mean, in the job they want you to be about the product, and
sure.
When you have the portfolio we have, it's really hard to find something you don't like. We've got everything from Modelo and Corona to Sam Adams, Truly, we've got craft beer, we've got imports, we've got Frio, Jenny Light. Yeah, we've got
Frio Light.
Frio Light, exactly. Yeah, we've
Unfortunately, I've had the displeasure of drinking that before.
A lot of people have, but I mean, at what, $15, $16 a 30-pack, you can't beat it.
You really can't. What are you trying to beat though? There's nothing really less than that.
I know,
right?
And that's what the people want. You get as much bang for your buck.
Hey, if you would have said I'm bringing Frio Light on here, I would have drank it today.
I would have too.
It wouldn't have bothered me.
Hey, if you were supplying it, I would drink it. It goes cold beer and free. Well, depending on who you ask, it goes free beer and cold beer.
Free beer, then cold beer.
Yeah,
and then warm beer.
Yeah.
It's kind of like pizza. Even shitty beer is still there for you when you need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Even gas station pizza, as bad as it is, it's pretty freaking good. Right?
Depending on the gas station. I've had some pretty bad gas station pizza.
But even pretty bad gas station pizza is still pretty good.
Yeah, true.
But the school's the exception. The school square little pizzas that we used to eat, those were terrible.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Those are like prison-style pizzas.
Yeah. Yeah. We're way off topic.
I know.
So we were talking about your products that you have, right?
Yeah.
Do you do like bourbons and stuff too?
So I'm just the beer sales rep, but we have sales reps that do spirits. So we have full book reps who sell everything. They sell spirits, wines, beer, everything. And then it's typically different departments. We've got premium beer, we have the spirits division, we have the wine division, and we have the on-premise division, which deals with bars, restaurants, clubs, that sort of thing.
So you're not dealing with bars or restaurants or any of that?
I have about 4 accounts, maybe 3 accounts that I deal with that are in my territory out in the Hutch and McPherson area, just because it's quite a ways away from the Wichita warehouse, and so I'm the closest one out there. And
so you just took it over?
Yeah, I picked up this. I got this position. I got promoted into this position. These accounts were already on.
Oh, nice.
The person's route, so I inherited.
Promoted
them,
recently?
Yeah. Just it's like 3rd week on the job.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks. Pretty excited about it.
Mm-hmm. So in a position like yours, are you able to say, I'm going to take over these accounts because I want to go this direction, or I want to take over more accounts? Or do you have a boss that's saying, like, you're doing this? How does it work? This is like a unique position. I'm not real familiar with something like you do.
So I'm still trying to get a feel for it exactly. And the person before me had it, and she was a little more on premise. That was where her background was. So I feel like she was trying to do a little bit more with the bars and restaurants, that sort of thing, trying to expand her accounts and everything. So, which I mean,
so they let you kind of run with it in your own direction?
Yeah, you can. Like, so one of our sales reps, Tyler Winter, has the Jumpstart here in Colwich, and for a time he had Krause's, and it really kind of just depends, just because what area you are, if it's more convenient or nearby proximity. But I mean, things are always changing. They're always rerouting people and stuff. And I mean, even for my district manager, he's getting rerouted here in the next month or so. So he's going from like western Kansas out in Goodland and Hayes and all that, and he's moving up to like Hutch and McPherson area, which is my territory, all the way up to like Salina and Manhattan. He's taking that over. So it's constantly changing and it's constantly evolving. Just
a job like yours is super territorial then? Like
it's they try to split people up into markets so that it's all fairly evenly distributed. But I mean, you've got accounts that are going to be competitors. Like I've got 3 liquor stores in McPherson. I've got 2 liquor stores in Hutch, and they're very, very competitive. Which I mean, it's a very competitive business.
And you have to represent competing
you do.
businesses.
Exactly. You gotta be able to. The best way I've heard it is you got to treat your smallest account the same way you would treat your largest account. You got to make them feel as important as your largest.
Sure.
Account. And,
yeah.
It's a little hard sometimes, but luckily I've got all great accounts.
Do you?
Yeah.
So you use that term account. Is that a term that you guys use for your books and everything?
Yeah.
And
that's our.
Really, when you say an account, you're talking about a business, right?
Exactly. Yes, and an account it's a business. It's a company, or it's a so it's like think of it like a bank account, or for us, for our books.
For you guys, it's like a bank account almost. Yeah.
So we got these different bank accounts, different accounts set up for payment, receiving, shipping, products, and everything, distribution, and that's just kind of the term that we use in the industry.
Yeah, I've heard that term before. Sometimes it's unclear to people, maybe, that they don't know what you're talking about exactly. Yeah. But and the gist of it is you're representing a business.
Exactly.
Or or maybe a big corporation sometimes, like Walmart.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, my job is based. A big part of it is human connection. I mean,
right, you're a salesman.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you got to have
at the core.
Yeah, you have to have that. You have to have that connection with a person. You got to have that kind of relationship, that one-on-one experience. Because it doesn't matter if somebody's
CEO,
or just a salesperson at a family mom and pop store. You go into a store, and you are trying to sell yourself, and you're constantly selling yourself. Not everything is going to be, hey, buy this product. But I mean, think of it as like a job interview. You're selling yourself.
You want to be the most, approachable person
Exactly.
ever, right? You want to look good. You want to smell good. You want to talk nicely.
It's all about being professional.
Because nobody wants to really do business with somebody that's walking in there looking like a slob, right?
Right.
Yeah. And is it similar to other sales jobs in the fact that, or in the sense, I guess, that you can make more money with the more accounts you handle, the more businesses you represent? Is there commission, or is it a set salary?
We've got a base salary, which is, very minimal.
Right.
And then a big part of our salary is based on incentives. We are very incentively driven. So we have numbers that we have to hit each month that are based on our sales from the previous year. So I've inherited these numbers from the past sales reps, and if I hit that dollar goal or that case goal or whatever it might be for the month, then I get paid that set amount.
Okay.
So it's based on distribution, and then I guess let's call it goals. So I've got my pods, my points of distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Those are new displays or getting new products into stores, and then I've got like
So really, like your goal,
my money goal that I gotta hit.
your money goal that you have to hit. But if you had like one goal, like if we broke it down and said this is what you're trying to do the best every day at, it's to get newer products into these places, these accounts that you have.
No, I would say my goal personally, as of right now, is I'm still in the position where I'm developing those relationships.
Okay.
So, me personally, at this point in time, my goal every day I walk into an account is to build that relationship, get to know the person a little bit better, try to find common grounds.
I gotcha.
Get to know them a little better, and almost develop a friendship with them, so that
they trust you.
Yeah, they trust me, and they're willing to let me take care of them, and in return, they'll take care of me.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me now.
Yeah, one of the first things I learned in this industry was, if you take care of your sales reps, they'll take care of you. And on the flip side, it works exactly that way. It's like,
has that been true so far?
Oh yeah, I mean, extremely.
Yeah. Well, if they trust you and you're like a friend, I mean, if you do become like a friend to them, then you get all those perks. It'd be like a friend that you had from high school running his own place, right?
Exactly.
They hook you up.
You're a lot more likely to let somebody bring in a new product, or try something that sounds a little crazy that you're not sure.
They're like, oh no, truly season pack.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Hey,
the lemonade was crazy enough.
Yeah. Who wants to bring out a new seltzer when it's getting cold out in the middle of winter?
Right.
Time?
Yeah. Apparently people do. We're in that world now where we're in that seltzer phase, I think.
So everybody's getting to be health conscious, right?
Right.
And watching what they eat, watching what they drink, and I think that's why seltzers are blowing up. So, I mean, look at this: it's 100 calories, three carbs, one gram of sugar.
1 gram of sugar, yeah, that's nothing. 5%,
5%, which is actually higher than most light beers.
Yeah, higher than your Bud Lights or whatever. Yeah. I get it, dude. I really do. And most people claim not to be as hungover the next day.
Yeah, it's the sugar. And 'cause, I mean, if you that's
All
the
the
thing with
crap.
like bourbon.
Mhm.
People are drinking bourbon and Coke or whatever. It's that sugar in it that's gonna cause you a
Oh
hangover.
yeah,
A lot of people started drinking their bourbons with water, and
I'm one of those.
oh yeah, I am too.
I hit a point where I'm like, I can't keep doing, 10 Cokes with Jack in them every single night. I mean, it's gross,
Oh yeah,
It makes you feel like shit. You
That's-
wake up in the morning
I think
and
that's
you're like,
one of the
"Ugh."
reasons I personally prefer Trulies and seltzers is because if I'm gonna be drinking, I'm gonna be drinking a lot,
Yeah.
and I hated that bloated, hungover feeling.
Right, when
Like-
you have like 10 beers
Mhm.
or 15 if you're a college person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a little lighter. Still gets the job done. It tastes good. I mean,
I talk shit, but they're good. They're actually a tasty beverage. Let's can you explain to me how you got into this position? Where did this all begin?
so
Surely you didn't wake up when you were 10 years old and say I want to be a beer sales rep someday.
no. So about 8 years ago, I was working at the Quick Shop there in Mays, right?
Mhm.
And right across the street was Mays Discount Liquor, and the manager, the former owner, Natasha, would come in all the time. It's right across the street. You got to grab lunch, get whatever.
Sure.
So she was always in there, and I got chatting with her one day and found out, she's a manager. So I was like, hey, what do I have to do to get a job like that? A liquor store job sounds like fun. Hey, I'm 22 years old, and she's like, well, we're not really hiring. And I bugged the ever living hell out of her.
Did you?
I hit her up every single time she came in for like a month and a half, 2 months. I was like, hey, you guys hiring? Hey, I'd love to come work for you. I think she finally just got tired of me asking. It was like, you know what? Fine. Yes. Fill out an application. I'll see what we can do. And then I got hired. I got hired on there. So I was there for 8 months, a year, and kind of got the feel for the industry. That was my introduction. Started getting to know everybody, making acquaintances,
Right.
learning all the products and everything. And then I moved after about 8 months or a year or so being there, Natasha left, and she told me, she's like, hey, we've kind of got an absent owner. The owner at the time would literally just come in for like 30 minutes after the store closed, do the books, and leave. And she's like, if everything's going downhill after I leave, let me know. I've got enough connections in the industry. I can get you a different job. And she actually ended up hooking me up with Matt Ibarra at J&J Fine Liquor. They're at
Tyler and
21st and Tyler.
21st, yeah.
Yeah, and
So she was expecting the business to start failing in Mays there?
yeah, she owned the business for about 10 years, and then she sold it, but stayed on as the manager for however long after that. And when she left to become a realtor, she had a feeling. Let's call it intuition. Yeah.
Very good intuition, obviously.
Yeah. So I left there and I went to work at J&J, and Matt Ibarra was just phenomenal. And he's probably the best boss I've ever had.
He was the owner?
Yeah, he was the owner. Him and his dad, Lou. And I got to know more of the sales reps from Standard. And I got to know the other ones through Glacier, which is another company, LDF, who does Miller Coors, House Schwan does Bud.
I've seen those LDF trucks driving around, or not trucks, they're little vans usually, white ones. Yeah, I've seen those. So at this point, you've worked at a liquor store for like a year, and then you go to this other one, right?
Yeah.
And you've been dealing with sales reps the whole time?
Yeah. I've got to know them pretty well. Anytime a sales rep would come in and make his pitch, I always try to make it goal to listen in, listen to the pitch, learn about the products. Just
so you were developing in your mind, I'm going to be doing that one day.
Maybe not at the time, but I loved hearing about the products. I loved being knowledgeable about it because
so they were bringing in
somebody comes in and it's like, hey, do you have a recommendation on a bottle of wine or a whiskey or what's a good vodka or a good beer? And the worst thing you could possibly say is, I don't know. I don't know.
Go figure it out. Google it.
Yeah, Google. Hey, I've Googled some stuff a few times. Like, I know what's a good product, but I don't necessarily know what type of food this product goes with, or what's a good mixer to mix things up with.
Right.
Here, let's Google.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Googling stuff.
I love Google. If it weren't listening into us constantly, I would be all about it.
There's nothing wrong with Googling stuff, but everybody hates when you walk into a store.
Yeah.
And especially if you're like you and me and you're like, hey, what's something you would recommend? And it's a kid on their phone. They're like,
Yeah.
Go look over there on the shelf.
Yeah. How many times have you walked into a place and you actually needed help and you couldn't?
Oh, it happens quite often.
Oh, yeah. Every day.
Yeah, especially if you know what you're talking about and they don't. Like, have you ever walked into a place where you're like, and your bourbon, or let's say your beer real well?
Yeah.
And you go and you're like, do you guys have any cream stouts or milk stouts? And they're like, what? They're the ones working there. They're like,
I had a guy.
Like, am I the weird one?
I had a guy come in like December looking for Irish style beers, and I was like, well, other than a few year-round beers, it's not really the right type of season for those products. And he's like, yes, it is. You don't know what you're talking about. I was like, okay, all right. I'll go here. Let me go ask my boss. I go back into the office. My boss goes, yeah, it's not that time of the year. It was like December. We're out in March. That's what I told him. Why don't you go talk to him? He goes out and tells him the same thing. Guy tells the owner. He goes, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about either. You're wrong. I'm like, okay. Leaves. Hey, if you can find him, go ahead and buy it. I would gladly.
Yeah, we're not trying to ruin your night, No,
I mean, other than, the one beer or a handful of beers that are produced year-round, most beers are...
Like Guinness, maybe?
Yeah, so Guinness, Smithwick's.
Smithwick's is good.
Yeah. Those are a couple of our beers, and if you're looking for an Irish beer or an Irish ale, those are going to be the two that you usually find year-round. If you're looking for something like... I couldn't
St.
even
Patty's
say.
Day?
Yeah, something...
Stuff.
Most stuff around St. Patrick's Day is going to be released around St. Patrick's Day.
Of course.
And there's going to be limited and seasonal releases.
Same with pumpkin beers. Yeah. All that
You're not going to find a pumpkin beer in February.
No.
I mean, you might from the previous year, but you probably won't find it in like June or July.
I don't want to find it ever.
You're not that basic?
Not that basic. I've never been a fan of pumpkin. I'm not bagging on people that like pumpkin, but my opinion is if it was that good of a flavor, it would be year-round.
Yeah, it's true.
There's no chocolate season. There's no vanilla season.
That's fair.
Those are good flavors.
Yeah.
They don't have a season because people want that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Pumpkin comes around and everyone's like, oh, pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. Well, why aren't we drinking it all year?
Yeah.
I get it. It's a seasonal pilgrim thing. I'm just
being... Hey, that's the other thing with like peppermint. Getting into the Christmas season, peppermint's the new big thing.
That's true.
If it's not pumpkin, it's peppermint. If it's not peppermint, then it's something else.
And I get it. Lemonade and stuff, that's summery, right?
Yeah.
But, if it's that good of a thing, we're going to make that shit all year.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Truly Lemonade's made year-round.
It sure is. It's November right now, and we're drinking Truly Lemonade, so... No one's like, that's weird. If we were drinking pumpkin beer and it was March, people would be like, what the hell?
Yeah, I had an account today, joking around with him. I was like, you know what? I gotta get in this Modelo and this Corona display. How about we move some stuff around and do that? And he goes, this isn't May. This isn't.
It's not Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, this isn't Cinco de Mayo. Come back then.
Yeah.
And I go, well, hey, at least it's not seltzers. And he goes, don't even try selling me seltzers. Okay.
Hey. Just one of those super old school guys, huh? Just
Yeah.
Seltzer hater.
Yeah, he's just a salty old guy, but
right.
You know how it is.
With Mexican beers, that's an interesting one because you do think of summertime when you're thinking of like a Corona or
exactly.
But there's got to be a market for those during the winter too, because Corona's big thing is find your beach.
Exactly.
So if it's freezing outside, find your beach. Get somewhere where it's, maybe come to Mexico.
So I was thinking about it today, and so Modelo in my territory is my number one product in the area.
Is it really?
Yeah, and Corona's the number 2 product, followed by Truly at like number 4 or 5.
Wow.
So it's hard to believe that people aren't drinking these, and I mean, all across Kansas, Hispanic beers are huge. Like,
is that unique to Kansas, or is that something that's happening everywhere?
That's happening everywhere, all across the country. Import beers, Corona, Modelo, those 2 specifically are on the rise, and I'm actually not really sure why it is. I feel like it's a lot to do with the community and everything that drinks it, but it's also good beer.
Like maybe we have more people from Mexico and stuff coming to the United States?
There's probably, depending on where, obviously depending on where it's at. Because if you're up in, say, I don't know.
Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota, it might not necessarily be Hispanic heavy, but out in, Western Kansas, that's where they're solely going to be Hispanic heavy.
Yeah.
You're not going to find Truly out there.
Do you think it's just Mexicans drinking Mexican beer though? Because
no.
Like more and more in my adult life, I've been drinking more Modelo than I've ever have in my life.
Yeah.
I don't remember buying Modelo when I was 21.
No, I think people are trying it.
Yeah.
And people are branching out from their go-to
Bud Light.
Yeah, people are very brand loyal, and if you are brand loyal, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I feel like why eat pizza every day when there's Mexican food, Chinese food, there's spaghetti, there's all these other things out there that are just as good, if not better, than.
Well, you picked a bad one though.
Oh, I know.
You could eat pizza every day.
Obviously,
I could eat pizza every day.
I was just going back to our little pizza comment.
No, I get it, man. That makes perfect sense. I mean, why drink the same, stale, old, gross Bud Light?
Yeah.
No offense to Bud Light.
Hey.
But why do that every single day when you could mix it up and get a
exactly
Mexican beer in there?
And I think people are trying it. People are branching out, and it's growing. The numbers there, they've shown us that it work, and it's growing. It's continuously growing.
So you get to see like all of that stuff, don't you? Then
yeah. So we've got at work. We've got our ability to look at our products and the growth and split it up either by state or by territory or whatever, and
what's gaining more popularity and what's kind of faded away.
And I'm not going to be the sales rep that says every product we have is growing exponentially. Everybody loves every single thing we have. No, we have products and we have the ability to see how they're trending and where the market's going.
Do you have any say in products that you want to keep using or discontinue using? Like if you notice that there's a trend going on where Truly Lemonade all of a sudden is not getting popular at all, are you able to say like, I don't want to represent that anymore?
Yeah, we still sell those products, but I have the ability to go into an account and be like, hey, look, we tried this product out. It blew up for a while. It's still trending, but it's died down some, but it's still growing.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep it, obviously depending on the product, and be like, it's still growing. The market's growing. People are still wanting it. It has slowed down, but it hasn't stopped. I think you can either keep this, but let's downsize. Maybe let's go from like a 10 stack display to like a 2 stack display and bring in something else.
Oh, okay. So that's a thing too,
Yeah.
then, where you're like, we don't, instead of having this big giant display in front of Walmart,
Yeah,
we'll make it something smaller.
Yeah, or in, say, a liquor store. I've got the ability to go in having a little bit more personal connection with this person. Like, hey, we brought this product in. It's not doing as well as we had hoped. Let's sell through it. Do what we can, sell it, discount it, whatever.
So that's a big part of your job, is
Yeah.
having these conversations
Yeah.
with people, especially if you become like good friends with them almost as a sales rep. You'll be like,
Having
hey,
those tough conversations is one of the downsides of the job, but at the end of the day, it's about the money. I'm here to make money. They're here to make money. And
it's a job, right?
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal, is to make money.
yeah, and you're not going to want to be like, hey, I'm just here to take your money. I'm going to screw you over. Let's bring in 5 flavors of this dog, right?
Let's bring in pumpkin beer all year.
Hey,
because
yeah.
Screw you.
Yeah. And then you're sitting on a pumpkin beer the year later and it's out of date and you got to buy it back. And some reps will be like, no, I'm not going to do that. But
What's your daily life like as a beer sales rep?
that is.
What do you wake up and do? Do you go to an office?
No, so I wake up and it's really nice. I love my job because there is very little oversight. And that is one of the hardest things I had to adjust to.
It was hard?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Going from a job where, you've got a supervisor, or say, I'm sure you ought to know, you ought to be able to relate to it. You got people that check in on you. You report to somebody that's always there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you fuck up, somebody's seeing it,
Somebody's watching your
Yeah.
break, how long you're off on
Yeah.
break, right?
So in my job and with my company, when I started out as a merchandiser and even now as a sales rep, there's little oversight. I've got a boss, but he's off doing his own thing, right? If I'm where I'm supposed to be, doing what I'm supposed to be doing, that's awesome. That's what they care about, If
So you're not showing up and like clocking in and they're watching you all day.
No, yeah. So you clock in as a merchandiser,
Uh-huh.
you would clock in when you got to your first store, your first business, and you would help unload the truck, put the product away, leave to the next business, do the same thing over and over. And then when you're done at the end of the day, clock out, go home. As a sales rep, since I'm salaried, I don't clock in. I'm constantly working. A lot of the times
Right.
I'm working from home on my iPad.
Which can be good and bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're working overtime, you're not getting paid extra.
Exactly. But so I wake up usually about 5, just because I'm in the habit of doing that from being a merchandiser. But
Can you explain real quick what a merchandiser actually is?
so a merchandiser is the person that goes into grocery stores or liquor stores and puts the product away. They fill the coolers, they fill the shelves, they build the displays, they make sure everything's tidy, nice and neat, looking good, and then they leave.
So not to get off topic from your daily routine, but when you go into a liquor store, or let's say you see a beer truck at a liquor store and it's unloading a bunch of Bud Light and a bunch of Bud Light products, is that a merchandiser that's only selling those certain products? Because I was always under the impression, I guess, that if you're the store owner, you just say, I need this, 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 and this, and a truck shows up and brings it all.
So
Is that not the case?
it all depends account to account. Smaller accounts won't always get a merchandiser. And I mean, it really depends on an account by account basis.
So some
store by
places
store.
actually do just fill out a sheet and says,
Yeah.
I need Bud
So-
Light, Coors Light, Miller Light, Sam Adams, Truly.
And they call those respective distributors.
Distributors, yeah.
Yeah, they call the distributor, hey, this is what I need of your product, and they place the order, and then it gets delivered. So bigger stores will, do the same thing, but they have a sales rep come in, either write the order or go over what products are going off sale, what products are coming on sale, what's new, what's being discontinued, those sort of things.
So you're almost
With
like
the
a middleman between the liquor store and the supplier
Yes,
that
exactly.
that says, okay, this is what's hot right now. This is what we can do
Yeah.
for you. This is how we can increase your profits. That's what you are like at the gist.
Yeah, I'm going into these accounts, and while I'm trying to pitch them on new or things that I think will better their business, I'm asking them at the same time, what is it I can do for you?
So you're almost an advisor,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, so I just had this training a few weeks ago, and we're not. Oh, how I'm trying to remember how the guy training me put it. But he's like, "You are business consultants." That was
Business
the term.
consultants.
Yeah, we are business consultants. That is the term that he used, and he's right. I mean, we're not order takers. We don't just go in and punch out an order.
Right.
Hey, you need this many cases to get you through the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We're in there. We're looking at the business. We're looking at the products. Looking at the numbers. Hey, these numbers are down. Why don't we try and swap it out for something that's going to do a little bit better?
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's really cool. That's like I had a crop consultant on a while back. His name was Alan Benjon. Shout out to Alan Benjon. And he explained how he did the same thing almost for farmers, where they have a crop. They have this, certain crop that they plant yearly or whatever it is, and he comes in as an advisor and says, well, you're doing this wrong, or you need this kind of fertilizer on it this year, blah, blah, blah. Same concept for liquor stores,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Or not even liquor stores, but grocery stores and stuff as well.
Yeah.
You're the guy that goes in there and says, okay, this is what you need to do better. This is what's hot right now. This is what can make you a little bit more money.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. It's about the money. So you might have these bigger chain stores like Walmart or Dillon's saying, no, we don't want these products, or we're not going to have these displays.
We just want the standard old
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, standard old stuff. And it's like, hey, that's great. But, you might be out X amount of dollars if you stick with that.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you could be making, and this is what you are making.
So does that drive you crazy sometimes when they're like,
Yeah.
nah, we don't care?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, seriously, look at the numbers here.
Yeah.
We could make you this much more money.
Yeah, and I'm still I'm still fairly new at this, so I'm getting in. That's the tough part for me, is talking about the numbers, because I'm not really a numbers guy. I'm a people person. I'm there to build on those relationships, and hey, let's do this. This is what I think is going to do it.
Mm-hmm. So
And
this is
a
what
lot of
you
the times
like. You're in your
it's-
own. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, a lot of the times it's, look at these numbers. This is the, this is the trend, and this is the market forecast, and your dollar amount, and this is what your profit's gonna be. And for me, that's gonna take a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah, it's one of those things you kind of got to grow on a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
But you're in your own element when you're just sitting there one-on-one with a
Oh
person
yeah,
talking.
absolutely.
You enjoy talking to customers.
Oh, I love it. So that was that was what made me want to get into this industry.
Mm-hmm.
It's so I feel like alcohol gets bad rap, and it does. It's all about what you do with it, how you use it, right? Just like anything else.
Yeah, use it on a podcast.
Yeah, use it on a podcast.
People don't care if you're an alcoholic if you use it on a podcast.
Hey, it's only if you're drinking alone.
Right.
Wait, no, I did that.
Which I had to make a thing here where I'm not drinking alone so that it looks okay.
Exactly. No. But I feel like alcohol gets bad rap.
Right.
I feel like it brings people together. Say you're out at the bar, right? You go to drink your sorrows away or whatever. You're sitting by yourself. You're lonely. You're depressed. You hear people laughing. You look over. Guys sitting next to you being loud and crazy. I've seen you do that a time or two. And you start chatting him up. You develop that little personal connection with them, right? You get to chat and you find some common ground. And the next thing you know, you guys are buying each other drinks and boom, you become friends.
You have a new best friend.
Right? Or, saying somebody's sad, buddy just died, or, somebody got laid off from work.
Mm-hmm.
You go over to the friend's house and you bring them a bottle of wine or a bottle of bourbon. You guys can sit there and connect. Exactly.
Yeah.
You do it together.
And you use it as it can be a tool in that sense, right?
Exactly, yeah. So I think it brings people together. It's a tool to help, I guess.
Help people socialize.
Yeah, socialize. There you go.
I think it might be the oldest socializer in the world too, right?
Exactly.
How long have humans been using booze a long time?
Very, very long
Longer
time.
than we probably even know.
Oh, yeah. Them cavemen are trading fish and
well, beer's
whatever.
Beer's the oldest recipe in the world.
Oh, it is.
And Jesus turned water into wine.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't just do that because...
No. I mean, if you think about it, they weren't back in the biblical days. So
yeah.
They're not drinking to get drunk. They're drinking to socialize, to celebrate.
Sure. It was a celebration.
You have
a wedding.
You have a wedding, right? You don't want your friends and family to run out of celebration.
That'd be everybody. You know how the mood changes when that happens.
Oh yeah.
When we're like, oh no, we're out of booze.
Yeah, I've been to a wedding a time or two, and that's happened. And
even when you're at your buddies,
kills the mood.
Even when you're at your buddies, and it's getting late, and you're like, oh no, there's no more beer in the fridge. Liquor stores are closed. Well, that's when Jesus came in and said, I got you.
Well, I guess I'll call it a night, guys. I know it's only like 5:30, but I guess I'll just go home and get some housework done or something.
Yeah, housework is more fun drinking too. By the way,
it makes the time go by faster.
It
and makes things seem a little bit better.
So you like to look at it as I'm representing booze now, and I'm making it better. I'm making people view it in a better light.
I'm more about
money.
The connection. Hey, the money is great, but it's those connections, those interpersonal connections you make with these people. And I can't tell you how many people I've met in the industry over the years, and I've become great friends with them. Even, coworkers. I've worked with a lot of people over the years, and I can't tell you how many people I want to talk to outside of work at all.
Really?
But I got into this industry, and specifically my job, and there's people I feel like I'm the guy who's like, why is this guy talking to me? It's like 6:30 at night. Why is he texting me?
Yeah.
Leave me alone, dude. But I'm like, hey man, what's up? What's going on? Blah 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 blah. We got a buddy, Adrian Martinez, that I work with, and even though we're no longer in the same position, I'm still texting him, and I'm like, dude, what's going on, man? What are you doing?
Right. You build those lifelong friendships from this kind of stuff,
Exactly.
So to get back to your daily life that you were talking about earlier, are you, and you don't got to get down to like brushing your teeth like Brett Mader did the other day, but
Jesus.
Are you just driving around to places then?
Yeah, I'm I'm going. So my territory is Hutch, McPherson. Oh man, I've got Mound Ridge, Heston, Sterling. I've got that whole area. So I go out. I even go out as far as Marion, and I go as close as Haven and Bueller. So I basically have a list of accounts that I have to hit on a certain day for their next order.
Mm-hmm.
We do next day delivery or whatever. So it's Monday for Tuesday, Tuesday for Wednesday, that sort of thing.
So you'll wake up and you'll be like, okay, I gotta hit these places for sure today.
Yeah. So I hit these accounts. I've got a list of accounts that I have to hit for sure, and I drive to the first account. Go over the order or write the order depending on what it is. If it's a little gas station, it's usually in and out. Just write the order, what they need. If it's a liquor store or a bigger account, I'll write the order, go over things with whoever's in charge. If it's the store owner or the grocery manager, let them know what's going on for that day or that week. If I'm writing the order, I let them know what I ordered, kind of, or like, hey, I'm ordering this for this display. Or if they write their own orders, I'm basically just going in, hey, is there anything I can do for you? Kind of, these are the products that are going off sale. This is when they're coming back on sale. That sort of thing. And then I move on to the next account. And then after I have that list of those certain stores done, I can either work ahead, hit more stores for the next day so that my next day is a little bit easier.
So you have the flexibility to kind of plan out your own day, and you can make it as short or as long as you need to.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's days the last couple of weeks I've started at 5 a.m. and I've gotten done at like 6:30. And there's days in the past where I've started at 8 and I'm done by noon. So it really just kind of depends on what I have to do that day. And pre-planning is really important in my position.
In a position like yours, having everything in order the day before or whatever it is super important to your job. How would you sell your job to some kid out there right now that's looking for a position or looking for something to do, or maybe they're working at a liquor store?
Well, we are constantly hiring at Standard Beverage, just in case anybody does want to get into that position. We are always looking for merchandisers, and it's a great job, great pay, great benefits, everything.
What's the most appealing part about your job, you think, for somebody out there that maybe doesn't know what they're doing?
It's the flexibility.
Flexibility?
Yeah.
You're kind of your own boss in a certain way?
You are your own boss in a way. So I was training a merchandiser before I got this position, and one of the things he asked me, he was a little bit worried about, oh no, I broke a bunch of cases on my first day. What if I fuck up and I get fired? And I go, dude, this job is the hardest job in the world to get fired from. Show up, do your job, and don't kill anybody. Like, I mean,
don't tell your boss to fuck off.
I mean, depending on who your boss is, you can tell him to fuck
unless
off.
Unless it's you.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I told my merchandiser. I go, dude, I was the merchandiser before, and there would be times when I'd have to put orders away, and I'd be like, why in the hell is this guy ordering this product? You've got 5 cases in the back. Like, why would you order 4 more? And that's why I told him, I go, let me know if I'm fucking up. I go, if you ever see anything that you're kind of like, why are you doing this? Let me know. He's like, okay, yeah, man, and I'll be. I go, nah, dude, just straight up tell me what the hell's going on. Why are you doing this? And I'll explain my thought process to him, which I've got an awesome merchandiser, and he does a great job, and I'm pretty good about letting him know. And he's like, okay, I won't. I go, dude, don't pussyfoot around. Like, if I'm messing up or you're seeing something I'm doing
Say
wrong,
it.
let me know.
Yeah, just say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of broken cases and stuff, if you break like one bottle in a case, what do you guys do? Do you repackage that? You take it home?
No, so we get our money back on it. We ship it out. So if
You ship it out.
yeah, we'll ship it back to the
You don't take
the
it
supplier.
home?
No.
You should.
No, we don't do that. So we've got a warehouse, right, that we ship everything out of. All the trucks leave, and they've got a big old pallet full of damaged stuff. And at the end of the day, we'll wrap it back up and ship it up to our Lenexa warehouse, and they go and ship it off back to the
somewhere. Some guy's getting that beer.
Oh, you know, yeah,
I guarantee it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those are one of the perks. So one of the things I told people, Clayton, Alex, Simon, when I got them hired on at Maze, is like, dude, it's not the best paying job. You don't get a liquor store job for the money. You get it for the fringe benefits, and
right.
Those. So when you get into a little bit higher position, like
merchandiser
or sales rep, the pay and the benefits are already there, but then you got those little bit of benefits on top.
Those under the table benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is
cool, man. Well, do you have any last shout outs or anything you want to say to anybody, or do you have any plugs you want to give for social media or anything like that?
So if anybody's looking for a job, trying to get into the industry, we are always hiring. I would say to go on to standardbeverage.com and submit your resume. We don't really have any formal applications, but if you submit your resume, we're pretty good about getting that in.
I can put your website and everything on this video too. If people
go
want
ahead
to click
and
on
do
that.
it, man.
Yeah.
You do that.
If they have social media or if they have a website that people can click on and submit their app or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're in the Hutchinson area, you should check out Egbert Liquor as well as DJ Liquor. Those are two of my liquor stores, and they both are awesome. Great accounts, great people. Roy Freeman is the man. So is Mike Dick. He is the owner. They are both the owners of each respective accounts, and they are just awesome.
You want me to plug them too in the description?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well.
Yeah. I'll put them in there.
All right.
Yeah.
You got any last questions?
I don't think so. Is there anything left for you to say?
Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I got a lot of insight today on the different kinds of booze and how liquor stores are stocked. I never knew about all that.
Yeah, it's
And I never knew what those little white vans were that were pulling up when I'm in there buying beer that say LDF on them or whatever.
LDF,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are probably people filling. Those are people like I do sometimes who have to drive a whole bunch, trying not to drive their own vehicles. You drive the company car, not your own car.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, thanks for coming on, Ryan. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me.
And cheers.
Thanks, man.
Cheers to some Trulies.